Okay. Hello, Alex. Welcome. Today, I wanted to bring you here to talk about the new Captain America film, Captain America 4 Brave New World. Man, I've kind of heard a few things rumbling on the periphery. Apparently, this movie's bad, but I really liked it. What do you think of the movie?
I also really liked it, and it sucks when we both like it because then we're just gonna say how great it is, and but we'll try to be honest. And but I think out of my the group that of people I went with, I think I liked it the most. Everyone else was like, it was good, it was okay, it was like fine. I thought that was a great movie. I thought it was. I shouldn't say great.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good. I think it was like I'd give it like 7 out of 10, 6.5, 7 out of 10. I thought it was
yeah.
a as far as like didn't blow my socks off, but I had a lot of fun watching it. I liked the characters. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be around the same. I think I'd maybe give it like a 7.5. I thought it was really good. Not like amazing, but for what they had, which wasn't a lot, and all of the fan expectations, which I think were set very low, I think they did very good for this. Like going into this movie, I didn't care at all about Sam Wilson. I thought he was going to be a terrible Captain America. He didn't have the superhero serum. And I thought this was going to be awful. I thought I was going to go to watch this and like, all right, another shitty Marvel movie. Let's see what the hell happens next. And for what it was worth, I think they did a good job. Like they didn't have a lot to pull from. I mean, they've been building up this Hulk ethos in the background, which by the way, guys, we're going to spoil this. By the time this video comes out, we'll be like a week or two out from release. So you've had your chance, but
Right.
we're going to start talking about it. May spoil some things. So they built up the whole Hulk ethos leading up to this movie. There's been appearances of Thunderbolt Ross throughout the movies. They had what's the guy's name? This Isaiah Bradley was set
Oh
up
yeah.
in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he's just existed in the background. What else? The leader was left off the table since the very first Hulk movie. They've had all of this stuff in the background. The Titan from the Celestials, none of this was addressed, and they
Yeah.
kind of wrapped it all up in a good package.
Yeah.
Even like the lack of the Avengers, everything added into this, and I think they used the pieces that they had pretty good. We're having so many technical difficulties. All right.
So they take stuff from here, 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 and they just like dumped it all into a bowl, shook it up, dumped it out, and what they made was really good. I like the fact that they had dressed the uh
Adamantium in the
yeah,
Celestial.
the adamantium, the celestial. I liked the villains that they brought in because I don't know who the fuck the scorpion was, or I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Um, that they brought back the Edward Norton villain from the Hulk, and they showed the fight scenes from the Edward Norton. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. I loved it all. I thought it was great. My only complaint, and this isn't even a complaint on it's Harrison Ford is old, and
Yeah.
that's not his fault. But he did a great job. But when's the next Hulk movie coming out? When's the next Thunderbolt? Like that might be 5, 10 years from now, right? Like
Yeah.
at the pace that these movies come out and how many movies they come out. So I don't know. Like it was great that they got an actor for that, but it should have been, I think, J.K. Simmons. I thought would have been a like great Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Um,
I like what they did with him. Just jumping off the Red Hulk there, it's like Thunderbolt Ross has been in the background of these movies for so long. The first actor that played him died, so then they recast him as Harrison Ford, and it's like, what are you going to do with this character? Betty is not in the films anymore. You're really having a hard time making a standalone Hulk movie. So what are we going to do with this character? They have Thunderbolt Ross kind of come in as the Red Hulk because of the leader poisoning him with these gamma pills, which I thought
yeah,
was kind of cool. But
that was awesome. I love that origin story. And
yeah,
I
I think that was kind of cool. But then again, watching this, it kind of seems like he's done? Like, I don't see them doing more Red Hulk if he's not exposed to any more gamma. Maybe
No,
he could change again, but
I think it's permanent. I think it's like he's like permanently changed and stuff, and like it's because he stopped taking the pills and he's still changed. So I think he can change whenever he wants, and he probably has a little more control over it than than the actual Hulk, and I think he's a little weaker than the actual Hulk too. But
yeah.
still a threat, still a cool character, and there's no way that I really hope that they don't drop it here. I really hope they bring it back. But that's why I'm
Because
like,
I'm just trying to think of like the future of Marvel, right? Like they've been doing all this stuff. They're building up the convergence or whatever they're calling it, where the worlds are going to smash together.
yeah,
And I just kind of get the feeling, they picked Harrison Ford. He's an expensive actor. He, he's not going to live forever. He played
yeah,
the Red Hulk. They at the end of the movie, I felt like they kind of had it wrapped up and tied up in a pretty bow. Like I think maybe he comes back at the very end when they do their whole Secret Wars
yeah.
crazy. Everybody's back in one last time, but then I think they're going to wrap it and start fresh on the MCU.
I think
I would like
I
to see him
do
back. I thought it was great, but
I do think you're right, and I think that they chose Harrison Ford for a reason. Sorry. Your screen froze, and your face was like, and your like it looked like your eyes were crossed and
yeah,
just staring at me, and I was just, all right, sorry. Um, I do think you're right. I do think that they picked Harrison Ford for a reason. So like basically to shelf the Red Hulk.
yeah.
Cause like he's old and I don't think he can. But who knows? I really hope because the Red Hulk looked awesome. The CGI was way better. I think they really stepped up
Oh
their game
yeah,
on
yeah.
there.
I didn't have any complaints on the CGI throughout the whole movie. I totally just let that. It felt like a movie again. Where I'm watching it, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh great, believable.
yeah. So I'm curious to see because like I think if he was gonna be in a movie, he should have been in the Thunderbolts. But like all the trailers, he's not in it.
Yeah,
But I think he's too strong to be in the Thunderbolts too, because all the people in the Thunderbolts are like Captain America ish level or lower.
yeah. I think
And
Red Hulk would kind of throw off the dynamic, especially within this. He does not have control at all. It's totally like it's a new power. He just discovered it. It's
yeah,
totally a rage monster, which you know, Captain kind of talks him down at the end, and maybe that could lead into a little discussion about Captain America. But
yeah,
like, what do you think about his role in this movie? Like, Sam Wilson acting as Captain America. I think he kind of had his own little niche where it's like, yeah, he's trying to compete with Steve Rogers, but he can't. He's not the same person. He has all these expectations that are bestowed upon him. He
yeah.
can't fulfill them. He's a different guy.
Well, so this is my thought on it. It's not he took the mantle of Captain America, but he has to do it his way. Like Captain America is supposed to be hope, freedom, the American dream, but he can't do the same thing like that Steve Rogers can do. But
Right.
he has to achieve like he has to um uh show that mantle but his own way. Like he can't just do what Steve Rogers does, but he has to still accomplish what Steve Rogers does. He just has to take a different path kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like he's supposed to just represent America, represent hope, and he can't do it, you know, super serum. He's like, I'm gonna fly around with some vibranium kind of thing, you know?
That's the one part I didn't really think about going into this movie. I'm like, how is he realistically going to actually fight Red Hulk? Like, what are we actually doing here? This is bananas. And
I
then they're like, "Oh, the vibranium suit." I'm like, "Oh, I'll eat my words. I'll take it." But it's
well,
still
yeah.
unbelievable.
The vibranium is kind of like, come on, like what is this? Because the first thing that he does with it is he flies down, breaks the sound barrier, stops, lands, and like blows up the ground. And I turn to my friend, I go, how did he not just shit his heart out? Like
Yeah.
momentum, like your body. like like I know it's a movie and everything, everyone, but like it's just like that kind of took me out of it for a second, and I like kind of like laughed in my seat because like
Wasn't there
I was
another shot later in the film where he's flying by, fighter planes and then just goes to an abrupt stop and, like, falls back? That
yeah,
too, totally
yeah,
dead. You're not like I know
you're
Iron Man did similar things, but that's kind of a different suit. His skin
yeah.
is not exposed while he's flying
I
around.
I have well, I think honestly, I think that's probably what it is the fact that I can see him because
Yeah,
like when I see Iron Man do it, you just see his suit, so you just see a robot doing it.
yeah.
But
Maybe
when
he
I
has,
see
like, 2 inches of foam inside the helmet that saves him, you know?
yeah, and like, but that's a good point though because everything that Iron Man does is the same thing. Like his heart
Yeah,
should like literally just fall into his stomach whenever they do like those G woos. But I never thought about that because like when I see Iron Man do it, it's just I don't even think of it as a human. I think of him as a robot.
yeah,
But when you see Sam Wilson in his like bo- full bodysuit or whatever, and you see him like, I was like, "You're dead. like you're
yeah. And, like, there's that other part too where he was going after Sidewinder, and then Sidewinder's like, "Ah, yeah, take on this guy," and they pull out the big strong oaf, to fight him.
yeah,
He gets, like, stabbed 2 times in that fight. I think he, like, breaks his arm later in the movie. I'm like,
yeah."
"How are you doing any of this? You got stabbed twice in a fight. What are you doing?"
I kind of forgot that he got stabbed. I was just like, oh, that hurt." And then the next scene, and like he's walking fine again. I did forget that he got
Yeah.
stabbed.
Yeah,
So
like,
that,
right after the fight, he just pulls him out, and then you see him he's got a little Band-Aid over it later in the movie, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, so at least
that,
you're keeping it up that you got stabbed," but,
I can kind of forgive because that's just that's like superhero physics. Basically, it's like
yeah,
everyone is like, as long as you have enough grit, you're like you have a higher level of like you have a defense buff or whatever. Like you have more endurance or whatever. As long as you
yeah.
just like oh grit it off, like I'm a
I
strong
I
person
could
kind of
I
thing.
could give it to him, sure, fine, he survived it, they missed his non-vital organs, but
Yeah,
god, watching it, there were a few moments because he totally won me over. After watching this movie, I'm like, "I'll buy it. Okay, you could be Captain America now, fine." But watching this movie, there were so many moments where I'm like, "God, they really wanted to make you cool. They gave you a lot of one-liners throughout the whole
yeah.
movie, huh? Yeah, they're really beefing you up, sticking
I
there,
love it. It's
pulling out
great.
the swords out of his side. Oh, I am a tough guy. I'm Sam Wilson, Captain America."
Yeah, like it's like not many people survive getting an axe to the stomach or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
you
was,
did.
yeah.
Good for you. Good for you,
Um,
Captain.
but I really liked. What was it? Um, when he's fighting the Red Hulk. Couple things. So like the Hulk like throws a punch, the wings come cover, and his suit instantly fills with
Yeah,
kinetic energy. Because like earlier in the movie, you see him like he puts his wings up and like he's like getting bullets and stuff, and it's like slowly filling with kinetic energy, and then he releases it. Like he gets
yeah,
hit by the Hulk, instant fill, and he's like, oh shit. But then and like so that was really cool. And then later, like when he crash lands and like he's kind of beat up and he's like gets up and he's like, like no super serum my ass, fucking.
yeah,
I that was a great line.
yeah. That was the one scene, now that you mention it, when the wings come over like that and he blocks that hit from the Hulk, that was the one scene where I'm like, "Why are these mechanical vibranium wings rounded and bending?" I'm like, it just looked weird.
I I was
As far as,
thinking,
like, CGI goes, I'm like, I don't
well,
know.
yeah, I guess it did look. I don't know. I guess I didn't really think of it too much. My thought is like they're nano. They're like it's like
Yeah,
nano tech or whatever. Because my buddy's like, well, where do the wings go? And I was like, it's probably nanotech, like Tony
yeah,
Stark had, and like Cap.
nanotech, vibranium, like, I'll give it to him, I'm not nitpicking it that hard, but I do after you mentioned that, I'm like, "Yeah, that did look weird though, like, when
I
the
think it's
wings came
supposed to look
around."
like. I think it's supposed to look like a bird, like kind of thing.
Yeah, because he is
So
Falcon heritage, and he still has the wings, and that's
I
fine.
do. I I have mixed feelings about him still being Falcon and stuff, like with the wings.
Yeah,
But but like he has to kind of keep them because like other than he's just a regular person, so like you'd
Yeah,
have to give
that's
him
his
something else.
shtick. Yeah, if he
Yeah.
didn't have the wings and the vibranium suit, it's like, well, you just got demoted then because they took your wings and gave you a shield. Like
Well,
you
I
have nothing else to rely on.
my thought would be is like he would maybe get like some kind of vibranium suit,
Yeah.
kind of like Black Panther, but not exactly. And like he still wouldn't get like the super serum, but like I just think it's. But in the comics, he still has the wings too. So like, cause like that's his thing. So I don't. So I don't know. I think it'd be worse if they took him away. But like, it's for me, it's just like the fact that two of them have like the wing suits.
Yeah, it's weird. It
I
was
don't know.
weird. What did you think about so we kinda touched on Captain, the Hulk. What do you think about the ending where the 2 of them were duking it out? Because to me, I think that was probably one of the better parts. It drove home the whole part of the story because a lot of the story to me, like I texted you this right after I saw it. I felt like it was an American political like spy drama. You know, the whole thing. I have notes where it's like so many different like uh, political issues throughout the movie. You know, people worried about the corrupt government, working with the government. Black Lives Matter was in there. You have so many different things that are hot button issues throughout the U.S. and U.S. culture. And then you get to the end of the movie, and it's literally Captain America fighting against the president of the United States, who is the Hulk, the raging behemoth, which is like the same kind of thing Donald Trump gives off, where he's like a raging lunatic. So I'm seeing all this on screen, and you got Captain America fighting the president, and the president is this huge hulking force, and he's got to do what he does best and like talk him down and talk him out of it and not approach him on, brute force. I thought that was brilliant.
I don't
And
know.
it's
He still
everything they
stabbed
built
him
up
in the.
on the character.
He stabbed him and blew him up first. Like he
Yeah,
didn't. I don't
yeah.
know. Like
I mean, he did fight a little
He
bit,
didn't.
but like
He didn't calm down till he got the shit beat out of him. Like his scar wasn't healing. But I don't know. I mean, I guess.
I
I.
just seeing
I.
that, I felt like it's kind of brilliant. You know, they played this up the whole way, even back to when they first introduced him. He was a like a therapist, wasn't he?
He did group
Back in
therapy. Yeah. Yeah. So he did. I don't know if he was like a therapist, but he did do like support
like
groups.
PTSD coaching, yeah, support groups.
Yeah.
I
He did
just thought
support.
that
Yeah.
was like very poetic almost, where it's like, yeah, look, you said you were going to be there for him, you were going to work with him. Like, yeah, sure, he was fighting in defense, whatever. The Hulk kind of freaked out first, so he was just trying to react, but I felt
Yeah.
like it was pretty good. They fought. He talked it out. He was like kind of dodging, playing defensive, and just played on his human side and talked him out of it. Like the whole thing, like it was a little heavy handed with all of the trees around. What are the cherry blossom trees? They're like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
remember the
Well,
cherry blossoms. But
I called that he's going there. I was like, my buddy even said he's like he should have said the sun's getting real low, buddy.
yeah,
Like he mentioned he I think he mentioned cherry blossoms like two times. I think because like he used to
yeah,
go there with his daughter and stuff. I was like, oh, he's going to the cherry blossom. Like that, it's a real place in Washington D.C. It's like I think there
yeah.
were
That was
gifts.
beautiful
Yeah,
seeing that in the movie. I'm like,
yeah. Sucks that they had to blow it up to film the stupid movie though. And I was,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna take hundreds of years to get that back. But
but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I don't know. I guess it was.
I
I
guess
didn't
I
even.
don't know how else should he have beaten Red Hulk? I feel like that's kind of the only hope he had. It's like either you
Yeah,
talk him out of it or he clobbers you to death. You're not gonna be able to stop him. Like if he kept getting
yeah,
more and more pissed off, he
yeah,
like you kind of saw it like when his suit was kind of burning off him when he was first starting to transform. Like
yeah.
he would have just kept getting more and more angry and stronger and stronger.
Well, here's
Um,
the thing: Red Hulk. He doesn't get. He gets hotter the madder he gets. I don't know if they're going to do that. They kind of showed that, like his suit was like catching
yeah,
fire, was catching fire around him. So the madder he gets, the hotter he gets. So becomes like this angry ball of fire. He does like still have like brute strength and stuff, like still like a formidable physical guy. but I don't know a lot of his feats, but like he like grab steel and like melt through it.
It's not necessarily like one to one with the Hulk where he gets
Yeah.
more strong. Yeah, okay.
But I think in the so usually I my only reference is the TV series and stuff is like any Hulk TV series. Hulk in those Hulk is usually dumber. So like Hulk is like oh Hulk smash kind of thing. But Red Hulk always has his like all his
Mind.
faculties in place. Like
Yeah,
he's of sound mind, so he's a strategic fighter. So he's not as strong as the Hulk, but he usually outmaneuvers the Hulk, and then he can do extra damage because he can burn the Hulk and stuff. But
yeah,
I do think it was kind of funny, and like I point this out, like with almost any movie, I was like, like if I'm a bad guy or if I'm a soldier and I see the Hulk and I like shoot at him and the bullets just like make little like dud marks, I'm not gonna shoot anymore.
yeah,
What is and I understand like maybe like playing the role of distraction or like buying time. But like my main focus then is like stay as far away from that guy as possible. Maybe like shoot a couple more times, spread out. Don't just don't stand your ground and like pop, 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 river, and like think you're gonna do something. Especially with
yeah.
like when those gunships came in. Like stay a half mile back.
Get out of
Like
there.
yeah, because like they flew up right next to him and started shooting at him and it did nothing. Like with the 50 cal rounds, and like you saw, it was kind of like digging a little deeper. Still did nothing, and then they flew within hands reach, and he grabbed it and like ripped it. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I did like his Hulk jump though, where he does like the fight river. So I guess maybe it wouldn't have mattered, but I'm just
dude.
saying. I just think in any movie, if like if like I think they did this with Iron Man, where like they shot at Iron Man and they kept shooting at him. If I shoot 3 times and all three ricochet, I'm dropping my gun. I surrender.
Yeah, I
I don't.
forgive you. Sorry, I did it. I'm gonna lay down
Yeah,
here and pretend I'm dead. Thank you.
that or like I'm pulling like if this gun's not working, I'm going to find a weapon that does work because
Yeah,
it does me no good to keep shooting at you because it's pointless.
yeah, dude. That whole scene where they were like fighting the Hulk and flying around and with all the naval ships below them. Oh my god, there's so much crazy stuff in this movie. For what it was, I think they did a great job with this. What do you think of the Black Widow? What is name? Her name Saber?
Samba,
Yeah,
Sombra.
yeah,
I thought it was dumb.
Sombra.
I didn't care. One, she looks weird. Not to judge someone like physical and stuff, but like I don't know. She looks like an SNL cast member. But like a lot of people are very upset because like she's supposed to be IDF and there's all that Palestine stuff. This we're gonna get hate bombed in this video.
I
Like,
see that's the thing with her. Like I didn't really know who Saber was before. Like going into
I
it, yeah, like so she's
I
a part of Israel or whatever, but like
she's like an Israeli super soldier.
yeah, I think she was good. They made her a widow in this, and at first I remember seeing her, and she's like the second hand of the president. She's his security detail,
Security
whatever. I'm like,
detail.
okay, what is this gonna be? What's her role in this gonna be? But then she like kicks some ass later on. I'm like, yeah, I buy it. She's like a Black Widow type. She's cool. She seems
I thought
fierce. She's knowledgeable. She's smart. Like,
she was
cool.
fine.
I like her.
She was fine. I don't know. I
I
shouldn't
liked
hate
the
on her.
suit that they gave her at the end too, with like kind of the blue stripes going across her shoulders. That was pretty sick.
I think that's supposed to
But
represent like Israel,
oh,
probably like a nod to Israel. So I don't know. It's whatever. I don't. I'm not gonna. I shouldn't hate on her. I just she looked. I'll have to send you a photo. She just like maybe she gets a different haircut, but she looked like an SNL cast member, and I'll send it to you.
yeah, no, I kind of she when she first came on the screen, it's like, what kind of vibe are you giving off? I don't know. I don't know if I buy into this right now. But then, like by the end, she totally won me over, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like,
I thought
I guess
she
it's
has a
another character that exists in the MCU now.
she had some good scenes, but like Disney's catching a lot of heat because it's like the whole because one, it's a super minor character in like the comics. Like most people don't know who this is, and they're like,
Yeah.
why would you do this? Like, who's this for? So
Yeah,
I don't know.
unless they just couldn't find somebody that was, like, a good actor for it, but then again, like,
Not even
why
not
did it
even
have to be that character if you're gonna just change the
well,
whole story of it anyways?
right, because like she's supposed to be like a Black Widow, or like a Red Room candidate or whatever. So I don't know. So like that's why I was like, why have the controversy when you don't need it? But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that would
Like
be
they're
my one point to that is just, like, maybe just make it a different character or pick a different widow and make that her, but I did like her. I thought she did a good job with it. I don't really have any problems with it, but
I don't know. I thought
what do
she
you
did fine.
think what was the issue? Because you said you went with your friend group and you were, like, of the you were on the higher end of the spectrum. What did they not like about the movie?
Well, they didn't say what they didn't like. They just like they thought it was fine. They were just like, yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. Like it's fine. It was okay.
It's kind of
And
a meh.
but like we didn't really talk about the movie that much. I guess afterwards we kind of like joked about it a little bit. Also, though, we were like talking through the whole movie. We were like just cracking jokes and shit. But like I was cracking jokes because like I was having fun because like I was
Yeah,
enjoying the movie.
yeah.
So I don't know what they didn't like about it, and I don't know what everyone else likes about it because I didn't watch any reviews. And I it could be that like it could be the stuff about because like I know a lot of people are boycotting it because of that Sombra character
I
that
think
they used.
they'll probably catch a lot because, like, that's the thing too, like, it's an American politics spy drama. So I feel like a large part of that, you're gonna piss people off anyways, because it's like,
Right,
if you say anything one way or the other, left or right, you're gonna piss somebody off. But then
right,
again, like, with what they did, like, I was taking notes on it just, like, because this was, like, over a week now, and it's like, I felt like they kinda toed the line pretty good where it's like they have pretty much, like, logical opinions on just about everything that they were talking about or bringing up in the film, and I don't know who would watch this and get mad about any of the politics in it, but that's
yeah.
just me. I know some people are, like, super, like, out there, but
I get pretty heated about politics and stuff too, but I don't know. I do hope that they don't like go. I kind of their politics are everywhere in my life already. I don't need it in my Marvel movies, so
yeah,
I'm
I
fine
think
with it.
this was
I thought
probably the one time we'll see it because it's
yeah,
like Captain America 4, they were leaning into it hard. We have a black Captain America. They were trying to say something with that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I feel like
yeah.
that was a dud where this they did what they were trying to do, or if they were trying to have a moment for a black Captain America, I think it was a good movie, and I
I
think they did him justice in this. He mad
I
respect.
think I think I might be the only one was like it was like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I
Yeah,
thought my only problem with it was kind of the pacing. Like they stretched it out like a TV series,
yeah,
but it played out like a movie that was just like super long. So like that was
yeah.
my only issue,
That
I
was
think.
my issue with it too, because a lot of what they did, I didn't have issues with, but it was too long and the pacing sucked. And then,
Yeah.
like, when you're watching it and it's like, I hope something happens this episode, and you watch like 3 episodes and nothing happens. It's like, I hope something happens by the end of this. And then you have John Walker like cutting the dude in half with a shield. I'm like, awesome, great. And then the ending is like super dull. So it's like, I don't,
I I think they also the John Walker storyline was super weird for me because like he was he was a good guy trying his best and like he was the wrong guy to get the serum and like I
yeah,
thought that was a great thing and they like build him up and he did something super bad but then he like immediately realized like oh I fucked up and I was like
yeah.
I feel like that was too quick of a
Yeah.
turnaround for him so I
Yeah,
feel
they
like
probably could have kept him as more of a bad guy, which that has me excited to see Thunderbolts. I liked the John Walker character, but yeah, like you're saying, it was definitely too quick and it's like, I don't know,
I
I guess
I
go
kind of
ahead.
wanted him to stay a dick like
Yeah.
after he snapped, or because like and like have him like kind of like slowly realize like he realizes what he's doing is wrong, but he still can't quite help it because he has to do like absolute justice kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I feel like he's just prone to wild mood swings, like he's an emotional guy. The
yeah,
serum amplified that. So his friend was murdered and he was beyond irate and he was going to go blood for blood with that. But I think maybe we'll see more of that. Maybe they can like play into that more, like show us like he wants to be a good guy, but if you test
yeah, he
him,
struggles. Yeah,
he's
I want to see.
yeah,
Yeah, I want to see that struggle where like he wants to make the good decisions, but he has like all this stuff inside him that's like, oh, I need to like just beat this guy. And it's like
yeah.
so like when Tom Holland Spider Man was gonna like kill the Green Goblin, and then Tobey Maguire like stops him. He's like, can't do it, man. I
Yeah.
know you want to. Like
I was kinda hoping he was gonna be in this somehow, but it's like, okay, that's fine. You're saving him for Thunderbolts. You're doing something with John Walker. At least we know he's coming back.
as far as like Avenger characters that could have been in there, the only one that came to mind was Stephen Strange or
Mhm.
Sorcerer Supreme Wong, because there's the
Yeah,
only ones with like the sling ring that could like instantly get there.
yeah.
Um,
Well, so the thing with, I guess Wong is still on the table. I can't remember what happened with him last. I think we saw him last in, like, Shang-Chi, right? But with
no,
Stephen
'cause
Strange, you
he
could
was in
make the
She Hulk.
argument in where?
He was in She Hulk.
She-Hulk? Okay, yeah, She-Hulk, yeah, whatever, She-Hulk. Because I don't know what to think about, not that She-Hulk was bad, I really like She-Hulk, but
Yeah,
that's such a meta show. The fact that Wong was in there and it got, like, rewritten and everything with, Robot at the end, like, was he really in it? Was that
yeah,
retconned?
that's
I
true.
don't know
I
what to
don't
make
know.
of anything from She-Hulk. I feel like that whole show is like an enigma, but, like, with Doctor Strange, the last time we saw him, it was after Multiverse of Madness, and he was going off with that other space chick that looked like Lady Gaga with the pink stuff in her eyes.
Oh, I
So
forgot
he's
about that.
he's in the dark dimension, or he's like extremely preoccupied right now.
That's
Maybe.
true.
We gotta wait and
I
see.
completely, I 100% forgot about that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he went with like, well, we need your help.
So
Um,
I'm kind of excited to see like what this means because he's working with America. He's now instructed to try and rebuild the Avengers, which is cool. I think it's about time we get the gang back together. But who is he gonna get? How is he gonna do it? I can't wait to see.
I I think I think this is where they're gonna start bringing in X Men. I think
Okay.
there's gonna be I think there's gonna be a member of the X Men in the new Avengers, maybe like a Wolverine kind
Okay.
of thing, or
I
like Weapon
know
X policy like thing.
I haven't seen the new trailer, but I know the new Fantastic Four trailer came out. Do you think that's gonna play into this at
No,
all?
no, I think that's gonna be something separate because
That's
Fantastic
totally in the
Four,
past?
because I think it takes place in the '60s, like the '50s or '60s. So I don't think it'll tie to it. I think that's gonna be a standalone movie, because people have been wanting a Fantastic Four movie forever, and maybe it takes place in an alternate universe too.
Yeah. I'm just looking ahead at the future here. It looks like Thunderbolts is the next movie coming out May 2nd. Then we have Daredevil Born Again March 4th.
Huh.
Um, so I guess that's even sooner. But
When's when's Fantastic Four coming out? March?
that's a good question. I don't know if they have a release date for that yet. Yeah, I bet that's still a ways out because
I
it's
don't.
saying
I think it's
Ironheart is in June. Then we have Secret Wars in May of 27. So that's Doomsday in 26. Okay,
oh
why is AI doing this all wonky like that? I don't like that.
I
Let's
don't
see.
trust Google. I don't trust Google AI
Yeah,
whenever like they give you
that's it.
options.
This is the one thing that made me distrust them. I'm not
Well, I
trusting them
didn't
anymore.
trust it before though, because like I saw this thing where like where people will like Google stuff and like the Google AI will pull up like Reddit information. They're like, and they're like, I don't know.
So apparently, Fantastic Four is Release date July 25th, 2025. On my
Okay.
birthday. Wow. Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'll go see that on my birthday. Great.
I was just I was like I thought that was coming out
Yeah.
this year.
I should have a better list. We'll do that for next time. I'll go through it. I'll have a list. That way I can
Yeah,
pull it up. I'm not pulling up AI crap to reference.
out of
So
order.
I don't know. That was pretty much everything I had to touch on with this movie. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we sign off?
I can't wait to see what the new Falcon gets for a suit. I'm excited for that. I really hope they don't shelf Red Hulk. I hope he comes back at least one
Mhm.
more time.
Okay.
And no, it's a good movie. Please go check it out. I mean, if you came this far, we spoiled the whole thing. So,
Yeah.
uh,
But still go
but
see it if you didn't see it because we
yeah,
recommend it.
I still
It's
hope
all
people go.
spoiled, but yeah.
I still hope people see it. I really hope because everyone's saying like the MCU is dying. It kind of is, but I blame COVID for that because it
Yeah.
screwed up. It screwed up the scheduling order. It screwed up like the writing, and then they had the writer strike, and like everything
Yeah.
got like pushed and like crunched. And
They had like the wrong priorities at the worst time. Like that's when they're like, all right, let's spread ourselves super thin and screw the story. And then they went straight into COVID and they're like,
fuck,
oh, our whole schedule's screwed up. Like,
yeah,
yeah, that was
yeah,
awful. But I think
yeah.
we're past. I think they'll recover now. They'll do a reboot after the incursion, and then they'll have it straight from there. So this is a little blip in the
Do you
timeline.
want? Would you want the MCU to eventually come to an end? Do you think?
I don't know that it needs to end. I think it'd be probably if they do an ending, I think that would be awesome. But they're not going to do that. They're going to keep it going. If anything, they'll like reboot it and sign a bunch of new people on for a long period of time and just redo what they did. But
Probably. I think
yeah,
so. Yeah, that probably. I mean, I don't know. Like they've recouped all their money from buying Marvel and whatever and stuff. So like I feel like the cash grabs are all gone and stuff. So like they don't need to do that anymore. They might slow down on the movies, but I don't think they'll ever stop.
yeah. As long as they focus on story and have a focus on quality and good storytelling, it's fine. You can keep doing movies as long as you want. Uh, but yeah, yeah. So, everyone, thank you for watching. That's been our discussion on Captain America Brave New World. Make sure to subscribe if you like this. And yeah, until next time, we will see you later. Make sure to leave a comment down below with your favorite part of the movie. All right, until next time, I'll see you later. Goodbye.